The Formula One paddock is once again being heated up, not only on the racing line but off the track as well, where politics, accusations, and strategy are in the limelight. Red Bull, McLaren, and the FIA are embroiled in a crisis that has the potential to shift the way allegations are addressed throughout the sport. Is this the start of a new age of accountability? Or is it yet another page from F1's never-ending book of drama? The FIA has formally reacted to McLaren's anger at Red Bull's recent allegations, and better still, they may be prepared to act. The FIA is reportedly seriously contemplating imposing penalties on teams that make unsubstantiated claims, according to reports. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem seems to be in favor of this move, with the aim of ending unfounded claims and bringing order back to the paddock. This follows Red Bull's implication that McLaren could be employing an illegal method of tyre cooling using water. A daring allegation, but one that Pirelli, F1's official tyre supplier, has already stated is effectively impossible. There is no possible means to pass water through the tyre valves during a race. In spite of that, Red Bull threatened to cry foul without making a formal protest. And that's where it becomes interesting. Instead of dismissively waving off the charges, McLaren boss Zak Brown hit back with a compelling counter-proposal. If a team is going to level accusations, he asserted, they need to make a formal complaint and pay for the investigation. If they're correct, they get their money back. But if they're incorrect, that sum should be taken out of their budget cap. This would make teams twice think before using unfounded theories as weapons. In a turnabout, FIA President Ben Sulayem concurred. He shared Brown's view that Formula One was not a playground for mudslinging without repercussions. A formal process must be followed, one that makes teams responsible for what they say and do. For once, it appears there's unity at the top. Brown spoke bluntly, you can't just accuse someone without a written complaint. That protest has to cost. And although Red Bull team principal Christian Horner didn't explicitly accuse McLaren, he sure hinted that the MCL39 might be bending the rules. He referenced thermal imaging indicating peculiar tyre temperature behavior, a diplomatic means of throwing shade without owning the fallout. After the Miami Grand Prix, Horner commented, in Formula One, there will always be questions raised. We've faced the same scrutiny with our car's suspension in previous seasons. It's part of running at the front. But the FIA doesn't seem to agree that this level of speculation should be normal. Ben Sulayem stressed that firing off loose accusations left and right is not how professional teams work. The FIA's role is to provide equity, not to let rumor and politics drive the front pages. And now, with Zak Brown and Ben Sulayem on the same page, the rules of engagement may be forever changed. This change of tone would be majorly impactful to Red Bull, particularly since they've been the most vocal to question McLaren's car. Red Bull's domination in recent years has begun to fade, and they seem to be growing more desperate to sabotage McLaren's ascent, by hook or by crook. It's apparent that Red Bull no longer possesses a huge performance buffer. Without a definite superiority on the track, they may be playing mind games off the track. But this time around, it may be to their detriment. The McLaren MCL39 has emerged as the clear pacesetter in the 2025 season. Their tyre management, particularly in the medium compound stints, has given them a massive edge. At the Miami GP, McLaren's drivers were still setting blistering times on worn tyres while others, including Red Bull, struggled with degradation and brake issues. This drew more eyebrows inside Red Bull. But rather than look inward, they decided to guess publicly. Again, no official protest was submitted. Just subtly placed suggestions and innuendos, a practice that may soon have a price tag attached to it. Andrea Stella, the team principal of McLaren, is not listening to the hype that Red Bull is just managing to cling on with a slower car. In his opinion, Red Bull is making up a tale to position themselves as underdogs, when their performance remains world-class. In his own words, Red Bull are very good at creating quick cars. They're good at racing them, and they're good at constructing narratives that serve their purpose. Stella criticized the strategy, pointing out that Red Bull tend to present themselves as miracle workers, and suggest in a subtle way that other teams must be winning everything. McLaren's attention still lies in facts, data, and performance, not headlines. Stella continued, we read those stories, and then we turn the page. We pay attention to what Lando and Oscar are providing, and they're providing relentlessly. As McLaren dominated the season, the onus is now firmly on Red Bull. And for Red Bull, it doesn't get any higher. Max Verstappen's future at the team is far from certain. There are rumors doing the rounds that he may look beyond the Austrian squad, particularly if the RB21 is unable to keep up with the McLaren all-conquering machine. For Verstappen to even think about sticking around, Red Bull has to stay competitive. That entails attempting every means, which includes using dirty tricks off-track. But should the new FIA regulation get implemented, these tricks may well turn against the team. Red Bull could well be forced into shutting up and shipping out, supporting arguments with official complaints and budget cap penalties. And Red Bull's strategy is not the only thing under the microscope. The wider politics of Formula One are in disarray. Mohammed Ben Sulayem's tenure as FIA president is under increasing threat. With elections on the horizon, his position on this matter could define his legacy, or even decide if he stays in power. Carlos Sainz Sr., the highly respected motorsport personality and Dakar Rally winner, is said to be lining up a bid for the presidency of the FIA. With strong backers across the motorsport universe, his bid is gaining momentum. If he succeeds, the government of Formula One could look very different. So what will it all mean to our sport? Firstly, a more severe penalty system would instill more professionalism and responsibility into the paddock. Teams would be less tempted to employ off-track drama as a distraction and manipulation tool. That might translate to fewer distractions, and more of an emphasis on the clean racing spectacle. But it also threatens to silence team principals who truly feel something is amiss. Discovering the balance between responsibility and freedom of speech will be essential. And as we wait for the FIA to take its next step, McLaren keeps going. Their superiority isn't mechanical, it's psychological. Red Bull's once impenetrable mystique has cracked, and unless they produce a major performance upgrade soon, they might fall further behind. Even the highly anticipated Barcelona front wing clampdown may not be sufficient to shut the gap. Most believe the MCL 39 is just in a league of its own this season, and that means trouble for anyone aspiring to unseat McLaren anytime soon. Do you agree with Zak Brown's suggestion? Should teams incur penalties for raising unsubstantiated allegations? Or is it a perilous path that can smother genuine fears? Get us your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, go take a look at the video appearing on your screen at the moment. There's more Formula One drama, insight, and analysis headed your way. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single update from the world of motorsport.